Barcelona signed a player, announced him. Fans celebrated, and then he couldn't actually play because a spreadsheet said no. That's not a joke. That's genuinely how La Liga works right now, and it's happened more than once. Today I'm breaking down the real system behind it because most fans hear financial fair play and just tune out. It's actually a lot simpler than it sounds and honestly kind of wild once you see how it plays out. So back in 2013, Javier Tebas took over as La Liga president. Spanish football had a real history of financial mess, clubs in debt, wages not getting paid. So he built a system to fix that. The idea was simple on paper. A club can only spend on player salaries what it can actually afford, based on real verified income. That's the one-to-one rule. If a club is inside that limit, they're free to sign and register players normally. If they're over it, they're stuck. No new registrations. Doesn't matter who you've agreed to sign or how excited the fans are. And here's the part people don't realize. It's not one spending limit for the whole league. Every club gets its own number based on its own income. Real Madrid's limit has been over 700 million euros. Valencia's has been under 75 million. Same league, same rulebook. Completely different financial reality. Now here's where it gets real. Barcelona signed Dani Olmo and Víctor. Deal done, presented official. Then La Liga stepped in and confirmed the club had gone over the 1-to-1 limit. The transfer existed on paper. It just couldn't be registered. That's not a rumor. That actually happened, and it dragged on for months. It wasn't the first time either. Gavi signed a new contract with Barcelona. Same problem. The club was reportedly around 200 million euros over their cap, so the contract couldn't be registered, not until a court got involved. Tebas himself said it plainly at the time. They couldn't just skip their own rules for one club. So what do clubs actually do when they're stuck like this? They sell. Barcelona let go of players like Ansu Fati and Clément Lenglet, specifically to free up wage space, just to get back under the limit. It's not really transfer strategy at that point. It's damage control. And this is the bit that actually surprised me. This isn't just a boardroom problem anymore. Analysts have tracked dribbles per 90 minutes across La Liga, and that number has dropped by around 40% over the last decade. Mid-table clubs keep getting forced to sell their most skilled players early just to stay compliant. You can literally see the financial rules changing how the league plays. There's even a specific term inside all this most people have never heard. If a player's salary equals 5% or more of a club's total wage bill, they're classed as a franchise player. That one label changes how much money the club is allowed to reinvest when that player eventually leaves. Small detail, big financial consequences. So next time a transfer gets announced and then just stalls, this is probably why. It's not agents messing around or a medical taking too long. It's usually a spreadsheet, somewhere in La Liga's offices, deciding whether the numbers actually add up. Football fans talk about transfers like they're just about talent and money on the table. But in La Liga specifically, there's this whole invisible layer underneath, deciding what's actually allowed to happen. Once you understand that, transfer news genuinely reads differently. If you want more of this, breaking down the real rules behind the headlines, stick around. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.